Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome back, friends. Welcome to another video lecture from Kami Biology. So we talked about the metronidazole and the mechanism of action of the metronidazole, and also we talked the antibacterial spectrum of the metronidazole. Now this is the part B of the metronidazole. That what actually we are going to talk about in part B. In part B we are going to talk about the resistance against metronidazole. Now if we talk the resistance against metronidazole, so actually there are a very few bacteria which can cause resistance against metronidazole. Why? Because metronidazole can produce this free radical compound, and against this free radical compound for the bacteria, when the bacteria go against this free radical compound, it is very difficult. It is very difficult for the bacteria, or there are very less bacteria which are go against this free radical molecules, we can say. Or we can also say it's not easy for the bacteria that they can go against these free radical molecules. Or we can also say that this metronidazole is a very successful drug, or a lot of bacteria will be die, and there will be no bacteria which can cause resistance against these free radical molecules. But still, if we talked about the resistance, so there are very few resistance. So which kind of the resistance? Now let me talk about the first resistance which are activated against these drugs. Not always activated, but sometimes the resistance will be activated. And which kind of the resistance? This will be the production of antioxidant. So the first is the production of antioxidant. What actually this antioxidant do? This antioxidant comes and attached to this lone pair. As you better know, due to this lone pair, this oxygen will be a very danger, or we can say it is a very harmful for the bacteria due to this lone pair. So what actually this antioxidant do? This antioxidant comes and they will attach to this lone pair. So once they attach with this lone pair, so the effect of this oxygen will be reduced, or we can say very less harmful activity will be occur in this case. So they will cause less DNA damage, although DNA is damaged, but very less. So this is the first kind of the resistance which are activated against these drugs, means the production of antioxidant. The second resistance, if we talked generation of so the second is generation of enzyme, and this enzyme is called what? Usually called it superoxide dismutase. Now this superoxide dismutase enzyme, what actually they can do? This enzyme will come and react with this superoxide. So once they react with this superoxide, so they will be converted into a less superoxide molecule. So when they convert into a less superoxide molecules, so they will be cause less DNA damage as well as in case of antioxidant. Fine. So this is the second way. The third way is modification of what? Modification of redox potential. All these molecules which are involved in the production of free radical compound, these molecules will be changed. All these are called redox potential. So these molecules will be changed, or we can say these very slightly modification will be occur in these molecules. So when slightly modification occur in all these redox molecules, so definitely the drugs will also be not occur. Or we can say once slight modification occurs, so very less production of superoxide will be activated. So when less superoxide will be activated, so less DNA will be damaged, or less cells will be die. So this is the third one, resistant. Although these are not resistant, but we can also mention these three properties as a resistance. Fine. So that's all about the resistance. Now let's talk about the side effect of these drugs. So let me write here. Effect. So which kind of the adverse effect which are which kind of the adverse effect which are activated in our body? The adverse effect will be headache. Headache. The second is nausea. The third is vomiting. The fourth is diarrhea. So these are the side effects which are activated when we are still giving these drugs to patient. So that's all about the metronidazole. I hope you understand about the metronidazole of these two videos lecture about the metronidazole. And I hope, although it is very complex, this process, this redox potential is very complicated, or we can say this free radical production process is a very complicated. So I make it as a very simple. So after that means after this RNO2, so there will be another production also. So after that another production is also happen. But what actually I do, I not explain these other production of the molecule in this case, because it will make a confusion in your mind. So that's why I not explain the other as well. So finally we get the oxygen and then superoxide as well. Although it's very complicated, but I give you a very brief idea about that. Fine. So I hope you understand, and I hope your concept will be clear about that topic. But if still you have any kind of questions about that video's lecture, so write it into a comment. Inshallah, I will try my best to give you answer as soon as possible. Fine. So if you like these videos, so please hit the like button, share these videos, and also subscribe the channel to get more interesting video lecture like that. Thank you so much.